FMO back to Iraqi Dinar. Today, discussions that were once confined to niche online forums and quiet investment circles about currencies like the Iraqi Dinar, Vietnamese Dong, and Zimbabwean dollar have now entered the mainstream. Was once seen as a long shot speculation is now being discussed with a sense of institutional seriousness, with talk of structure rollouts and formalized redemption processes. This shift in narrative has transformed private financial discussions and even ordinary conversations into a public expectation, capturing the attention of thousands of American investors who are waiting to see if these extraordinary claims will materialize. The excitement is about more than just the potential for financial gains. It also touches on deeper questions about the relationship between global currencies and the U.S. banking system. People are wondering how existing compliance frameworks might handle a sudden large scale influx of a foreign currency. There's also the question of what role international central banks like the Central Bank of Iraq and the State Bank of Vietnam might play in this process. According to circulating reports, internal bank communications have been hinting at a major event, and a nationwide network of specialized exchange centers is not just a possibility, is being described as a scheduled event that is set to occur imminently. According to these reports, a new nationwide network of specialized exchange centers is not merely a distant possibility, but a scheduled event at a specific time tomorrow morning. 120 centers are said to be going live simultaneously, providing coast-to-coast coverage across major metropolitan areas and select secondary markets. These facilities are reportedly a mix of branches from major banks like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Chase, as well as newly established off-site hubs designed to handle extremely high transaction volumes. These sites are allegedly equipped with advanced infrastructure to ensure an orderly and secure process. Reports suggest the use of queue management systems to prevent chaos, biometric verification protocols to secure identities, and private consultation rooms to maintain confidentiality for clients during sensitive financial discussions. Most compelling detail is the claim that these centers are directly linked to Treasury authorized digital platforms. These platforms are said to be capable of providing real-time exchange rate confirmations and instant currency authentication, lending a layer of technological sophistication to the process. Furthermore, it's been reported that there has been a significant degree of international regulatory coordination. Sources allege that the Central Bank of Iraq, CBI, State Bank of Vietnam, SBV, have provided procedural guidance to ensure all steps comply with both U.S. and international law. If true, this would represent an unprecedented level of cross-border collaboration, effectively blending national financial infrastructures into what is being described as a seamless redemption pipeline. This reported scale and ambition is a key reason why many investors believe this is a credible development rather than just another unfounded rumor. Another element that has fueled the shift from speculation to what many are calling a tangible reality is the apparent integration of a new digital infrastructure to support the process. Reports suggest that banks are preparing to activate new sections of their websites overnight. These online portals are said to include tools that will allow clients to log in securely, verify their identity, and book real-time appointments at the redemption centers. This digital preparation adds another layer of credibility to the narrative. This digital infrastructure is allegedly supported by parallel systems developed by private investor groups. Some of these groups are reportedly launching mobile applications with features like serial number scanning for currency notes and integrated digital ID verification. These apps are also said to include direct customer service chat functionality, offering a modern and accessible way for individuals to navigate the process. For those less comfortable with technology, it's rumored that nationwide call centers will open, staffed with trained representatives ready to provide step-by-step guidance. Major theme being emphasized in these reports is security. Strict check in protocols are said to be in place, requiring QR codes linked to PRIS, scheduled appointments, and government-issued identification. Clients are also advised to bring only clean and verifiable currency notes. The emphasis on compliance and pre-appoint verification is mandatory as it is designed to prevent fraud and maintain order. For many who have been following the saga, integration of digital booking platforms and the insistence on such strict verification measures gives the entire narrative a level of seriousness that past rumors never had. Perhaps the most sensational and widely discussed element of this alleged rollout is the claim of preset exchange rate windows that are significantly different from current Forex valuations. Documents circulating within investor groups suggest that the Iraqi dinar could be exchanged for a value between or 14, 12 and 1,745 per note, depending on the client tier, transaction volume, and account type. The Vietnamese Dong is projected at a range from $2.86 to $5,079 with a similar tiered structure. Data is for the Zimbabwean dollar. Redemption is reportedly set to occur through fixed bond values at specialized centers with unique terms that aren't mirrored in standard banking models. Those promoting this information claim that these are not speculative numbers, but rather programmed rates embedded within secure banking platforms. Process is said to include printed rate confirmations during appointments, and clients are expected to sign non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, condition for receiving these higher than public rates. Refusing to sign the NDA, it is said, would result in the client being offered only the lower publicly posted Forex rate. This binding nature of the agreements has created a new sense of urgency for investors. This dramatic difference between the rumored redemption rates and the public market valuations is what has been driving the intense discussions across online forums, local investment groups, and even whispered conversations within bank lobbies. This element has not only created hope for a financial transformation, also anxiety over logistics, timing, and the possibility of missing out on a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's this extraordinary claim that has become the central focus for many, turning a simple financial transaction into an event of immense personal and collective significance. No discussion of this reported development would be complete without considering its supposed global context. Proponents of the redemption narrative often cite economists and strategists who interpret the event as part of a broader shift in international finance. Analysts have been quoted suggesting that such a rollout could align with IMF-supported efforts to rebalance global reserves and reduce the world's dependence on the US dollar. Point to major institutional players, suggesting that their positioning in these exotic currencies signals a new level of confidence at the highest levels of global investment strategies. Within these discussions, argue that the first 72 hours of redemption activity could be a decisive period. The volume and velocity of exchanges, they suggest, could determine whether the high rates stabilize or quickly adjust downward. For many, this narrative connects to larger themes of global economic transition, where once fringe currencies could suddenly acquire outsized significance in a multipolar world. Whether this represents genuine insight or simply a human tendency to attach grand meaning to extraordinary claims remains an open question. The narrative has undeniably captured widespread attention. While the rising excitement has created a sense of urgency, the reality is that success in such a highly structured system will depend entirely on preparation. Many investors may believe that simply showing up with their currency will be enough. However, according to the guidelines being circulated, that will not be the case. The mantra is simple and direct. No appointment, no entry. Walk-ins will reportedly be turned away immediately. Those who attempt to bypass the scheduling protocols may find themselves blacklisted from participating altogether. This strict protocol underscores the seriousness of the event. Equally important is the condition of the currency itself. Only clean machine verifiable notes will be accepted. This means that any notes that are damaged, stained, or defaced will be rejected on the spot, even if they are authentic. Bringing the wrong documents could also be a major roadblock. Investors are required to arrive with government-issued identification, a verified QR appointment code, and proof of prior verification. Anything less could result in a denial of entry. These measures are designed to maintain a high level of security and order throughout the process. Significant issue that is often overlooked is taxation. Banks are expected to issue IRS 1099 forms for large payouts, and anyone who is unprepared for this reality may face serious tax liabilities. Furthermore, physical cash will not be an option. All proceeds are set to be deposited electronically into verified accounts, eliminating the possibility of walking away with bundles of money. The process is designed to be one-on-one, high security, and strictly controlled, meaning that guests or family members should not be brought unless explicitly authorized. These are not mere suggestions. They are fundamental requirements, and missing even one could be the difference between a successful transaction and a complete denial of service. Rumored ripple effects of this process are already being observed internationally, adding another layer of intrigue. Reports suggest that Vietnam has taken proactive steps by increasing its foreign currency reserves and adjust interest rate corridors to shield its domestic economy from the potential inflationary shocks that could follow a sudden surge in foreign redemptions. Meanwhile, has been issuing smaller denominations of its currency to improve liquidity and stabilize cash flow measures seen as essential for its currency to play a larger role in global markets. In the Gulf states, discussions are reportedly underway about denominating certain oil trade contracts in Iraqi dinar, development that, if confirmed, would mark a direct challenge to the long-entrenched petrodollar system. Zimbabwe is also said to be in talks with representatives from the International Monetary Fund about relinking its currency to a special drawing rights SDR basket, thereby attempting to restore credibility and integrate more deeply with global financial frameworks. Taken together, these movements suggest what some analysts describe as a strategic pivot in world trade and financial structures. If true, this would not merely be a local event, part of a broader reconfiguration of global economic alliances. It would challenge U.S. dollar dominance while positioning these exotic currencies as central to new financial narratives. Whether these developments are a coincidence or are coordinated is still unclear, but their implications are undeniably profound. For those following closely, these international movements provide a compelling backdrop to the domestic speculation, suggesting a much larger and more complex story at play. Critical area that investors must understand is the legal and security framework surrounding the redemption process. Requirement to sign a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, has been emphasized as a central feature of participation. Unlike symbolic agreements, these NDAs are said to be legally binding and carry real weight. Violations, which could include posting rates online or discussing details with unauthorized parties, could reportedly lead to severe consequences such as account holds, legal action, and long-term disqualification from higher tier benefits. The terms of these agreements are said to vary, with some lasting 90 days and others extending up to 5 years, creating a wide range of obligations for participants. On the security side, expectations are equally uncompromising. Access to exchange centers will be managed through biometric scanning and third-party security contractors, while 247 surveillance systems ensure continuous monitoring. Every action within these facilities is said to fall under strict Treasury oversight, eliminating opportunities for misconduct and underscoring the serious non-negotiable nature of the process of redemption itself for all the attention. It attracts as only the beginning of what could be a lifelong journey of wealth stewardship. Experts have cautioned that without a plan, who suddenly find themselves with significant resources could quickly lose them. This is why financial strategists stress the importance of having a comprehensive post-redemption plan in place before even walking into an appointment. This foresight is critical to avoiding common pitfalls and ensuring long-term financial stability. Legal structures such as trusts, LLCs, foundations should be considered immediately to help protect wealth, minimize exposure to lawsuits, and ensure assets are distributed responsibly. Diversification is also essential. Placing all resources into a single sector is risky, whereas spreading holdings across stocks, bonds, real estate, and treasury-backed instruments can provide stability and long-term growth. Liquidity should not be overlooked with high yield. Savings accounts and digital wallets serving as necessary tools for emergencies and everyday needs. Philanthropy is another dimension worth considering. Many investors anticipating life changing wealth have already explored options like donor-advised funds and charitable trusts as vehicles for giving back while enjoying tax benefits. Consulting with a team of professionals, wealth managers, attorneys, and tax advisors immediately after redemption will be critical to navigating the complexities of sudden wealth. As one financial strategist has observed, wealth is not determined by the amount received in a single transaction, but by how carefully and intelligently it is protected and nurtured over decades. With tomorrow morning at 9 Hosar a.m. Eastern Time being described as the decisive moment, the weight of expectation is enormous. What was once dismissed as a rumor has matured into a narrative of a highly secure process backed by banking infrastructure, compliance mechanisms, and international coordination. Success, however, will not be guaranteed by mere participation. It will require preparation at every level. Investors must confirm their appointments in advance, gather their documents, and have a clear understanding of their expectations. Remain calm and patient during the process, resisting the temptation to rush through critical steps. The opportunity, as it has been framed, is here. Its outcome will vary dramatically depending on each individual's readiness. For some, tomorrow could mark a turning point of a financial journey, while for others, a failure to prepare adequately could mean disappointment or exclusion. Ultimately, this moment, if it unfolds as promised, will test not just systems and institutions, also the personal discipline and foresight of thousands of investors. As with any high-stakes financial endeavor, preparation, wisdom, prudence will be the deciding factors in whether this is remembered as a life-changing opportunity or simply another chapter in the ongoing saga of currency speculation.